What's up, YouTube? Another retro deck profile for you, because I'm awesome. This is the deck that Billy and Alistair were using against each other. It's GOAT format. This particular build was used during the last event of the format, in the GOAT format of 2005. Yeah, it's Chris Perovic's, I guess, GOAT control. Now, Cybernetic Revolution was out, and he opted not to run any Cybernetic Revolution cards in his main deck. However, in his extra deck, he did use cards like Cyber Twin Dragon. That card is really unfair. You can just go BLS, remove their monster, use Metamorphosis, and summon the Cyber Twin and attack twice. It's a no-no. We don't do that. We simply don't allow Cybernetic Revolution cards. So the only difference between this deck and any other pack-wise is just Ixarian Universe, which I think is a pretty cool card. So yeah, I do run that. So yeah, monsters, 16 of them. Oh, there's 2 of those magicians. Whoopsies. So one tribe. This is really good with Sinister Serpent, and it's just removal. So, and it's a pretty big beater, so that's always good. Then you got magicians. They can get all your spells back, which is awesome. You run a lot of spells that are really good in this deck, so yeah. Then you got a Reaper, because you can get a lot of hits in, get some damage, protect your life points, etc. Wow, I did not order this at all. Run 2 Tsukiyomi. Tsukiyomi is the perfect answer to Thousand Eyes Restrict. It allows you to flip your Magician of Faith, and they're like breakers and Thousand Eyes and viruses, infecting viruses. It's overall a really good card. One thing to note is if you have a Spirit Monster set and it's attacked, it is considered to be flip face up, so its effect will trigger. In Tsukiyomi's case, it can flip something down again. Sinister Serpent. There are a decent amount of discard outlets, and overall it's just a really, really good card, so why not run it? Then you run Breaker. It's one of my favorite cards in this format. It is 1900 attack, which is really big. That's about as big as they come this format. Some people opt to run Jinzo. This build, however, does not. I don't think Jinzo is a very good card. People weren't running too many traps. They were running around 6. So Jinzo wasn't really stopping a whole lot to begin with. His high attack power was a great attribute to Jinzo, but overall, kind of just a meh card. So, in my opinion. Then you run a Sure Priest, gets over all those goats, always a good thing. Then you got Morphing Jar. Cards like Delinquent Duo and Pot of Greed and Sinister Serpent can really put you down to simply just an unwinning position. Morphing Jar can just bring you right back where you were and back into the game. DD Warrior Lady. This card's really good. It can remove all these. Problem cards. It can get rid of an Air Knight that's just being a pest to you. That card can be a problem sometimes. It can get rid of a Sure Priest, Sinister Serpent, Sangin, Spirit Reaper, Tsukiyomi, whatever it may be. It can get rid of it. Sangin, because it's Sangin. Xarion, 1900 defense it's so important. Like, Air Knight can't run over it. You can set it to bluff out No Mans from your opponent. He can pierce scapegoats. He can run over breakers that already broke. 1800 is big enough to begin with its attack. So overall, it's just a really good card. Sorry, I'm mumbling. I'm a little tired. And then you got 2 Air Knights. A lot of the time, this card's going to be dead in your hand. But if you can just summon an Air Knight, it's honestly, it's one of the most game-breaking cards in this format. So you should. I mean, that would be why the deck runs 2 and not 1. So, yeah, that's the Air Knights. And then the final monster is BLS, because it's BLS. For the spells, they're all really, really good. You got Delinquent Duo. The correct way to use this is for you to wait until you see your opponent's Sinister Serpent not in their hand, most of the time. So you just wait till they put the Sinister engrave with their tribe, if they set it, if they use Graceful, etc. Then you can Delinquent Duo without fear. You get a book. I think there's 2 of them. Yeah, there's 2 books. Stop Thousand Eyes and such. Graceful. Usually want to hold on to this until you really need a nobleman for their monster, or what I usually do is I just wait till I have Sinister. Sinister and Graceful makes Graceful +1, so that's always good. Snatch Deal. Just be worried that there are a lot of spell and trap removal cards. Like, people run Dust Tornadoes and MSTs, so use it smart. It's really good with Metamorphosis and Air Knight, and taking their Air Knight and taking their Thousand Eyes and taking whatever. It's just really good. Same thing with Prima and Snatch. They're pretty similar cards, so. Then you got MST. You want to be saving these for the calls, the Primas, the Snatches. Heavy because it's heavy. Pot of Greed because it's Pot of Greed. This is one of the craziest cards in this format. Then you got 2 Nomans. What I like about this format is there are a lot of cards you can play around at all times. And Noman is one of the cards. You can simply just like set cards like Assure Priest or like dead cards in your hand and bait out that early Noman, so you can set the Magician of Faith next turn without fear of getting Noman, it's a pretty cool thing about Go format. It is really skillful, believe it or not, with all these powerful cards. The games go really slowly. In Billy and Alistair's case, if you watch the video, those games went by quickly. Billy is fairly new to the format. He needs a little more games before he understands it completely, so that's fine. So yeah, you got 3 Metamorphosis because this is like your synchroing of the deck. So like you want to run as many of those as you can, especially since the fusion deck was unlimited, so you can run whatever you want. And then you got 3 Scapegoats. Scapegoat. And then the traps are pretty simple. This is the dumbest card in the format, in my opinion. Pretty much you just, like, you can't take some hits. Some hits you just have to stop simply because your opponent could have Ring and just beat you right there. And I don't like that. I think this card's dumber than Delinquent Duo and Pot of Greed and Blacklisted Soldier even. I really despise this card because, like, it's always like you're so close to winning, but you're so close to losing just because of this card. It also a lot of draws can come up from it too. Then you run 2 Dusts. Like I said about MST, hold on to this for the Call, Snatch, and Prima most of the time. Then you run Call, and then Removal. So that's like 40 cards, I believe. I'm going to go by the extra deck real quick. This is your level 8. You contribute BOS for it, and then his effect's pretty good. You can flip a coin 3 times. For each heads you hit, you can destroy a monster. Then you run Thousand Eyes. This is the key guy you're going to be making like 100% of the time, pretty much. Just Tribute a Goat, or a Magician of Faith, or a Sinister Serpent. Make this guy suck up their monsters. And yeah, just go from there. Just keep them on lock until they have the Thousand Eyes. Until they have the Tsukiyomi Thousand Eyes of their own. Tribe Infecting Virus. There's not a lot of out. Then here's a level 6 guy. He can remove cards from their grave. Here's a level 5 guy. He can like negate effects that it destroys with battle. And you can negate normal spells by paying 1,000. This guy's level 7, so you'll never be making him. This guy's level 6. He like can't be destroyed by spells, I think. Yeah, if it's targeted by a spell, it just simply negates the spell, and if a trap is activated, you can pay 1,000 to negate it. Reaper on the Nightmare is level 5. You can attack directly, discard a card from their hand. This guy's never going to be made. This guy's never going to be made outside of if you have to tribute your Sangin for Metamorphosis. Sorry I'm going really quick, guys. It's just running out of time. This guy's level 4, 1,500. This guy's like 2,200. I don't know what its effect is. And this guy like negates traps or something. You never, like, honestly, all you really make is Thousand Eyes, so that's the most important. Thanks for watching, guys.